Hi everyone, it's my honor to have the businesswoman mogul Dolly Kesoparsad. How are you, Dolly?
I'm good. Can I ask the same of you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm actually happy to have this chat to the business side of things with you. Can you tell me about your and all that sort of stuff, and of how it shaped you and all that?
You want just the business stuff or how I started?
Uh, no, you can just start telling us first about your childhood, and then we get to the business side.
I promise you wouldn't want to cry if I tell you about my childhood, and I don't think we have enough time. But I had a pretty good childhood. It
I don't cry.
taught me lots of life
Okay.
lessons. We were brought up in Red Hill. I went to St. Michael's School
Mhm,
and then Avoca High, and then
mhm,
my parents went through like some issues in the family where they had entitlement problems from Red Hill, and my dad decided to build a house uh,
mhm.
in Inanda, where most of some of his family lived. And actually, what we call rural today, and if I look at it, it was deep rural then. There was no facilities, no utilities. We had to go to the river to fetch water, to wash our clothes, dry it on the grass, carry water home,
Mhm.
and by candlelight, which is seems to be romantic today, but then it was don't let the candle run out because I'm still studying.
Wow. All right. Can you just tell me like how your business journey began in terms of how your business started?
It it actually started because I worked previously for two other companies at OK Bazaars, and then I went to Telco. I spent most of my years at Telcom as a service consultant,
Oh,
and then I joined. My husband's business was struggling, so I decided to join him in business. So I resigned, and from having to go from door to door giving pamphlets to build our business up. In those days, we couldn't go on social media. So we had to go and advertise through all the different companies. But we rose from there to going to service most of the powerhouses in South Africa, like the Eskom. We joined the municipalities, we worked across border, which we still do.
mhm.
And our services were basically providing like electrical maintenance, faults, emergency breakdowns, uh, installations, new installations, residential, commercial, and industrial, and a whole lot more.
Okay. But so tell me, what actually drives you in terms of how you are in terms of whether it's business or personal, like what drives you in general?
I think most of it comes from my children,
Okay.
always wanting better for them, giving them a better future, things that we didn't have when we were growing up. And I think it stems from creating jobs, alleviating poverty in our society, training people, upping the skills development so people can go out there, get employed. Like we used to have our own personal training center in our business, where when people came through for training, for as an electrician, we would train them because we know now the skills are not developing as it used to, where initially we in an electrical company, you would go to like Olifants and you would become a master electrician from being an electrician to wireman's to master electrician. But here we was finding that people were getting trained in 6 weeks to be electricians. So we built our own training center. Actually, it wasn't a youth center, but a training room where when we employed people, we would equip them fully before they go out into the world, because being in the electrical sector, you need your people to come back home alive. So that's what we actually did, and we
Mhm.
continue to do.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I know this is going to be a bit of a interesting question here. This is regarding
Okay.
Tash. How does it feel being her mom in the sense that she's so like resilient and like in general, like how is she? Because
Well,
obviously, I'm just curious. Sorry?
I always see persistence breaks resistance, and Tash is a powerhouse on her own.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, being,
Uh-huh.
being a mom can be difficult
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes you don't want to read what's she's written out there because it might touch some people and it might anger some people. But
Mm-hmm.
I say speak your truth and be
That's
who
true.
you are.
Yeah. As they say, honesty is the best policy.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So currently, how's the business going at the moment?
Business is like war. You
Wow,
have
that's a
to prepare
first.
business is like war. You have to prepare to fight every day in order to protect yourself and your business. So you have
Wow.
to be resilient about everything that you do. You cannot stop here. You need to be innovative. Everything is changing every day. And where I come from, like we said, we had no social media and we had to work the hard way. We had
Hmm.
to refer to our notebooks. Every time we go, you write something down and you have to remember the phone numbers as well. There's no such thing as a cell
Hmm.
phone. But today it's so much easier to go
Hmm.
out there and spread yourself.
Hmm. But I guess without cell phones, I think you all would have had to use those diaries and write down people's numbers and all that, all handwritten.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
alphabetically you
But sorry. Hmm.
alphabetically you'll have to write each person's name down and the numbers. But then when it comes to business, you'll have to put in the different sectors and then when you're looking for something like
Hmm.
like I
Hmm.
said, there's a vast range of services that we do provide as well. So you have to keep up to it.
Yeah. And then also now, I think stuff has become easier because of Excel. I'm sure you also use Excel to now put everything on the database, if I'm correct.
Yes. And we as an electrical company have to make sure that we're
Mhm.
on every database.
Hmm. Okay.
There's no
Um.
engineering, anything like that.
Mhm. Yeah, that's true. So what keeps you grounded in general?
I think what keeps me grounded is having to continue to persist in business. Not only in
Hmm.
business, in my home. I feel that
Hmm.
everything happens around your dinner table. You talk
Hmm.
about life, you talk about business, you talk about everything that happens around there. And in order to keep yourselves together, because I just lost my brother now, who was a pastor. And one of the things that I honor about him is he always asked us to build good relationships, foster relations. And I think in every relationship, there's a connection. And if you can build that connection, even in business, you have a lasting client, for life. I think
Wow.
what keeps me going is just being there, trying to help other people, help fellow contractors, learning from each other.
All right. So what inspires you and what do you want to get from life in general?
I would want ourselves to be
Hmm.
working together,
Hmm.
together in unity,
Hmm.
so that we can uplift everybody. We could uplift the community. We could go out and say to the world, yes, life is a question, but let me be an answer to that question.
Hmm.
Let me be an answer to most people's needs and wants more than money. Money is of secondary importance. I
Mm.
think it's teaching people that you need to build each other first to grow together.
All right. Okay, now I'll get to the comment side of the questions now. This is from Jitin Rishika. Dear Dolly, you are brave, beautiful, strong, and successful. How did you balance yourself being a mom, a mentor, and a businesswoman in your initial days? Okay.
I think balance is very important in life.
Mhm.
Everything in life is about balance. And when you get up in the morning, be thankful. Just with I just say just live life with gratitude. Through all that I've been through, I've understood that when I get up in the morning, I see the sunrise, and I say, "Thank you, God, for another day, another moment." And I want to go out in the world and give. Like they say, giving starts the process of receiving, but it's not just financially. I want to give of myself as well.
All right. All right. Before we wrap off, any final words you'd like to say to the viewers in general?
I'd like to tell people in whatever situation they are, wherever they are, no matter how hard it is, never quit. They say when you're hardest hit, you never quit. You just keep going on, holding on, and let your faith be trusted. Your faith can only be tested if it's trusted. If it's not trusted, it can't be tested. And there is a higher force above you that you walk with. Although that we might not realize it sometimes, but when it comes to family, when the umbilical cords are cut off, it's only cut off to a certain point, and the
Mhm.
soul still remains. So I give my advice to anybody: start living inside out. Forget about competitions.
Mm.
Forget about competing with each other. Just join hands, get together, and there's always somebody out there to help you.
Wow. All right. On that beautiful note, thanks so much for your time, and hopefully we get to catch up soon in the future.
Oh, thank you so much for allowing me this.
You're most welcome.
Thank you.